into the night turn, you can see I fixed some stuff up here. I was able to move this a little differently because some of the cab was not able to make it as far up due to some of the retreating I fixed earlier. You can see Reynolds here. And the situation at this point now is at nighttime, if your units cannot trace uninterrupted zones of control, so for the Union back to an entry point where reinforcements come in, they are basically surrounded at night and eliminated. So one of the risks right here for Reynolds is he does not want these Confederates to come around him and cut that off from either direction, or those will all get eliminated if they can cut off their retreat. And why that's also important is because at nighttime, if a unit does not activate, you put their chit to the side, they can basically get some reinforcements back that maybe fled during the battle earlier, and you can basically raise a chit up one level or bring in a chit that was eliminated back into play and at its lowest level. So that's something to look at there. Now, I don't think the Union is in any position to come around here and cut off the Confederates under early. That would be really hard for the cavalry to do that. And the Union gets some victory points at whatever cavalry is left at the end of the game, so they're going to look to do that. So as we continue to pan out, you can see the troops continue to come in here. And then for next turn, as we go into turn basically 5 at night you can't move adjacent to an enemy. But if you're already adjacent, you can stay there. There are no battles. So basically, when you go into nighttime, let's look at a couple of things. One, I forgot to bring that Hancock special command marker in. I'm going to just house rule it that I'm going to bring it in this turn. It only lasts for one turn, so if I don't do it, I never got a chance to use it, and that wasn't fair to the Union. I'll let them use it on a roll to maybe they can get a +1 movement. That's basically what he does in place of activating one of these units here. Artillery won't matter this turn. Also, when drawing an artillery chit and placing it to the side for owning Cemetery Hill, that only works in the early stages of a day, not in the late afternoon or evening. I don't think that really came to much harm. Confederates have a ton of artillery, but again, it's nighttime. It's not going to matter. It is now turn 5, so we're going to lose the Ewell chit there because that's only for turns 2 to 4. We will keep Lee. You can see the commanders that are activated or ready to be activated. So that's the potential for next turn. I will pull out everything the artillery. I will pull out that chit because there is no combat this turn. We do know that we have the chances of Hood and McLaws coming in this turn, as well as the rest of the 3rd Corps coming in this turn. So it'll be an interesting turn. We'll see what will happen at that point. I'll bring you guys back to the table. Hopefully you're enjoying this. I'm okay. I I hope you're okay. With some of my confusion on things like the retreats, there's just so many if-thens and if-thens. I find it a little bit confusing. You got to keep going back to the rule book. I think if you play this lots and lots of times over, you'll probably get it down, but I think that'll be hard to teach someone the first couple of times. But anyway, we'll get back to the game. Hey, and welcome back. So, again, I'm going to pull all the artillery out because there's going to be no combat this turn. So I'll pull this stack out. They'll all be back available July 2nd, so that's a lot of Confederate artillery and some Union artillery, but a lot more Union is on the way. The Union can withhold a chit and not activate Reynolds to resupply him, but like I explained earlier, if I do that, then Reynolds cannot move this turn or activate, and there is a real risk, depending on some movement rolls, of potentially getting around and blocking his retreat. Not his retreat, his supply lines, specifically to any of the supply areas here. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to pull Reynolds back. And it doesn't make sense you can't leave Buford out because you cannot resupply cavalry. It's one of the game rules. So I'm not going to mess with any of that. Leave that there. And then I go to the Confederates. I will leave Heath out because what I'm going to do with Heath is I am going to go ahead and resupply one of his units. And I will do that. I'll check the order of our operations, but bottom line is I'm going to make this Archer's division go from a 1-3 to a 2-3. Again, as long as a unit is not adjacent to an enemy, not the formation of the unit, he's not going to move. That's going to be his move for the turn. And then that's going to pull all my chits together for activations. I'll see if I get Robert E. Lee this turn. Actually, supply chain command markers don't work at night, so Lee is not going to matter. I am going to let Hancock work only because I totally forgot to bring another attorney who's supposed to come in. It wasn't fair to the union, so I'm gonna allow that to happen. So any early reinforcements? So is anybody coming in turn 6 that we'd like to bring in early? So I do have some artillery coming in from the Confederates in turn 6. And basically a 1, 2, or 3, they come in. Anything later than that, I am so blocked on the road, I don't want anything coming in early. Now the Federals are in a different state. They have got a heck of a lot that can come in turn 6. And the question now is, do they risk that? So the risk here is if they fail and they come in later, I think the significant risk on a failed roll and coming in later is there's a lot of Confederates on the board. You do have some troops coming in next turn underneath basically the 12th Corps. I don't know. I'm trying to think about what I want to do here. And there's a couple of formations, so I don't have to make one decision, but there are a lot of troops potentially coming in for the Federals next turn. And I think you can see this massive pile here. And the question is, do I want to bring in the 5th Corps early? Do I want to bring in, who else is over here? Basically the 5th Corps is the main formation coming in, and then I've also got the 2nd Corps coming in, all at different spots, not at different spots. These guys are all coming in at 6, I, turn 6, I, there's Barnes coming in at H, he's coming in at H. So there's a lot of troops coming in, and do I want to make an attempt to get these guys in early? So that's a lot coming in next turn. 6. We even got more of the 3rd Corps kind of straggling in as well. I'm not going to mess with the 3rd Corps coming in, that's for sure. I'm going to keep them where they are. Some artillery. There's a lot coming in, and there we go. There's the next Corps coming in. 6I. It's an interesting debate. I think I am going to take a chance here for the Federals, and I will decide depending on what I do with one roll on what to do with the next roll. So I am going to absolutely try to bring in, because it's pretty big. You know what? I'm going to try to bring in the 5th Corps. So 5th Corps to come in early. 1, 2, or 3. It comes in on this turn. 4, 5. A turn later. 6. 2 turns later. I got a 3. Awesome roll. So that is a huge break for the Confederates. They have the rebels, the Federals. They have the 5th Corps basically coming in a turn early, and I think that's going to be a huge advantage for the Federals going. Now, does that change my decision on what to do? Let's see, I've got Humphrey coming in. It is 1 chit. I'm going to go ahead and try to make a move with him. I rolled a 5, not a good roll. He is going to come in a 1 turn delay. So that's going to be delayed victory points as well. So instead of coming in on 6, the rest of that formation is going to come in on 7. So that's something to, it's just 1 unit, the rest of that formation. I think I can live with that. I tried to get lucky. And I didn't get that. It is the first day of battle. Game turns 1 to 4. So they will not be double victory points. So 1 unit delay will be a delay victory point again for the Federals. And I'm gonna try, guys. I am going to try to bring in this is gutsy here, the 2nd Corps. Hope I don't roll a 6, because I can either get them in basically this turn. If I fail, they can come in turn 7. If I really fail, they come in turn 8. Oh my gosh, and I rolled a 6. So that's 2 more delayed victory points for the Union. 1, 2. And that is not what I wanted. I wanted anything but that. So instead of coming in 6, they're going to come in turn 8. So there are some delays on the road for the Feds, and that might prove to be costly. Okay, after we do early entry and we get done with that, we now do reinforcement arrivals, delays, battle determined. So again, 1 to 4, they're going to come in this turn. I will start with Bernie here. He rolled a 4, so these units are going to come in on 5J. Their commander is already in the game, so I'm going to go ahead and put them right up here. Then I'm going to go to McClaws. McClaws is going to roll a 1, so McClaws is going to come in this turn. I am not going to put his chit into the pool because I want to draw him after everyone else has moved. Then I'm going to roll for Hood. Hood rolled a 1. Hood is also coming in. I'm also not going to put his chit in the pool. He's coming in on B as well, because I don't want them to come in and block the road. And I also have coming in this turn the 5th Corps for the Federal. I rolled a 6. Wow. Wow, that's terrible. Okay, let me go back a second. You do not get victory points for bringing in folks early and then delaying them. So I'm going to go back and reset that, and I will check that I did that right. But if you bring in folks, these are the if-thens that makes my brain hurt sometimes. If you go into early reinforcement, try to bring early, and you fail, you don't get points for them coming in late. That being said, when you do the normal reinforcement and you fail, you do get victory points for them coming late. I rolled a 6, so instead of coming in turn 5, no, these guys came in early, so they're okay. They are coming in. I made the roll for them already. I don't have to roll for them again. No, I do. I absolutely do. Now I'm confused. Okay, sorry guys. These guys were coming in 6. I made the roll for them to come in early. I do not have to roll again. They are coming in this turn. They are coming in at H. I apologize greatly. They are coming in all the way down here, which is going to be perfect timing. And I'm also going to add them to the end of the chip pool after everything else is moved. I think we're set now. I will check the points when I go back and review this, because I think I delayed. I think that looks right, but again, I'll check it. So we'll go ahead and roll. The first unit to activate this turn will be Buford's. I like keeping Buford's cavalry here because it really prevents any of the units moving up here for the Federals. And I like keeping them here because it prevents these units from moving up. So I'm going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and basically have the cavalry situated just where they are. And I like that because it's just going to keep the Confederates, delay their ability to move up and really get around Reynolds. That was a great pull for my first chit. So nice job there. Next one up is Johnson. All right, let's go ahead and roll for Johnson. Let's see what I want to do. Let's make a roll. All right, he rolled a 4. Johnson's roll of a 4 is going to give him a movement of 8. So I'm going to go ahead and take Johnson, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over the river. So let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over the creek. 7. Nope, I don't like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. Sorry guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'll have to stop right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then these guys will come in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So basically what I am doing here is starting to spread out behind Missionary Ridge so I can start to clear this path for these units to come up. So we'll do that. Again, no combat at night. I don't think I'm going to be able to block their... I think Reynolds is still going to be able to get out of there. So now I've got Pender's troops activated. I will go ahead and roll for Pender. He rolled a 2. A Pender roll of 2 is basically going to give me a movement of 4. Not very good, but yeah, not very good at all. I can't get adjacent to the cavalry. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't get adjacent to the cavalry. 1, 2. And I'm just gonna move up 1, 2. I will go in the railroad cut 3, 4. I'll stop right there. Okay. Next roll is going to be, all right, I did get the third corps activated. We'll go ahead and roll for their movement. They rolled a 2. A 2 for the third corps is a movement of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 using road movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. That hurt a little bit there. All right, next one to move is going to be Rhodes. Rhodes is going to get a movement of 6. That was really good for Rhodes. That's going to give him an 8 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to try this. So basically, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Wow, that's great movement. 6, 7, 8. And that's going to capture Seminary Ridge, which is one of the victory objectives. And this is going to put Reynolds in a very tough spot. And we'll get to that when he goes. Move the rest of Rhodes. I do have a movement of 8. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can only get to here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was a great movement roll for Rhodes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that really puts Reynolds in a tough bind. This is going to be so interesting. My next pull is the this unit here, and I'm not planning on moving any of them. So I'm going to move that to the side. Next one up is going to be, sorry, I didn't, full disclosure, I didn't look at that and I saw it before I pulled it and I did not want to do that. So I do have Reynolds here. And I am going to use the Hancock chit now to give me a +1 to this roll because I might need it. I rolled a 3 is a 4. That's going to give him a movement of 8. An 8 movement. So I have got to get out of here to keep my supply line open. And I think the only place I'm not going to be able to move this way because there's just troops everywhere. So I'm going to have to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4. What does it take to go into the marshy area? Whatever that is. That's 4. Yeah, it kind of looks like marsh. So it's a movement of cost 2. 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go there. And then he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So why that's important is I was able to, again, that's why if Johnson had more movement and could have got here, I think I would have just eliminated all of Reynolds, but Reynolds was able to escape through this little gap, basically walk their way around Seminary Ridge, come up around the back side of it in the marsh here, and keep their supply line open, which was very, very big for them. And then the last chit available from the pool would have been early. So we'll go ahead and move him now. I think there he is. he is going to get a movement of 6. Great movement for the Confederates. They're getting active at night. Early on a movement of 6 is going to be 10 movement. That is great. Unfortunately, because of this cavalry, I really can't get up very far. So I'm going to go 1 to here. I'm going to move these guys to here, and this guy up to here. So Heath stayed back and rested. Rhodes was able to pour up and try to cut Reynolds off in the middle of the night. Reynolds heard troops marching around him, heard troops coming up over McPherson's Ridge, and was able to sneak out over Seminary Ridge, past the seminary, and get back into the marshes just north of the McClellan House. Pretty damn cool. So last 3 chits to pull will now be troops marching in. First one up is going to be McLaws. McLaws is going to roll a movement of 3, and a 3 for McLaws is going to be a 6. So if I use March movement, I can move 18 and basically get all the way to here, and I'm probably going to do that. So let's get him up to here, 1 space away. The rest is 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll use March movement to here, and then that unit there. So McLaws is now kind of clogging the road up, which sucks a little bit, but it is what it is, man. It's what you have to deal with. Next chit pulled is going to be Hood. So Hood will make his roll. Hood rolls a 2. Actually, I don't even know that I could have really gone anywhere anyway, so that's a movement of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to go ahead and get, to avoid stacking limits, get all the way up here. Hood. This is McLaws as well. I had him. I can stack him here because that unit didn't use road movement. And I'll move McLaws Hood to here, and I'll put one of Hood's on the road here. And then the last chit there is going to be from the Union. It's going to be the 5th Corps. They'll go ahead and make their roll. They got a nice 5. That's going to be plenty of movement for them. That's going to be a movement of 8. I'm going to stay on this road and get as far up as I can. Basically with 8 movement, I can get all the way up to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm basically using March movement, keeping them 1 step apart to get them up to here. And then I no longer need to use March movement because I can't benefit from it. So I'm going to use, for the next unit, I'm going to use just regular road movement, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which will allow me to get to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to stop just like that. That's going to end the nighttime phase, and what you basically look at that point, just to make sure I did everything right. We did all of the necessary withdrawals. Those are done, meaning anyone that wasn't in supply had to basically get eliminated. We avoided that with Reynolds, which was pretty cool. We healed the troop up over here. No surrenders, no battles. The other thing I'll add that I've not played right is after every phase, there are sometimes automatic withdrawals. We'll get to that when the situation arises. I don't think I missed it yet, but if I did, but pretty cool here. You see this conglomeration of troops right here with the rebels pouring in a bunch, the Federals pouring in a bunch. You look at what's coming in next turn as we move into the daytime turn of turn 2, and it's really at this point just a bunch of, for the most part, do I have any? Yeah, I have some artillery coming in, but it looks, if you can see that, it is heavy Union. We'll come back to that as I show you the front of the board when I kind of give you my little display on what's available next turn and what's happening. I think that'll be pretty cool to look at when we get there. So that's it. That was a quick turn at night, lots of moving. That's why I thought the delay of the 12th Corps earlier wasn't a big deal, because not a lot happens at night. So if you're going to get them delayed, sometimes that's probably the best term to delay them. I will double check the victory points that I didn't mess that up. Otherwise, guys, that was a quick episode 5, and I'll look forward to episode 6. Take care.